What up, Canes fans? Before we get started, just wanted to talk to you guys about the Tank Brewery real quick. The Tank is located in the heart of Miami in Dade County at 5100 Northwest 72nd Avenue. This place is awesome. I've been there. The beer is outstanding. The food is great. Whether you're watching the Canes game, the Heat game there with your buddies, you're having a guys' night out, or you're having a date night with the missus, it's a great place to hang out. So you can order online at thetankbrewingtakeout.com or call them at 786-801-1554 for delivery or pickup. And here's the thing. If you use the promo code TANK4SUP, you will get free delivery on game days. And so that is TANK4SUP, the number 4, not spell it out, but Tank 4S up. So go check out our friends at the Tank Brewing. They've been great to us. So take it away, Jordan.
All right. Also, we want you guys to check out our guy Stickers by AB. That's at STICKERZ by AB. I've been ordering a bunch of stuff from him. We have a collaboration sticker that has our logo on it. So make sure you're checking him out. Give him a follow on Twitter. He's just a good dude, and he's helping us design our merch. So yeah, man. It's make sure you're supporting the good people that help us out here on Fours Up.
You're listening to the Fours Up podcast with your host, Marsh.
What up, Canes fans? It is the Fours Up podcast. It is Friday, October 9th, and 25 and a half hours away from war. We're 25 hours away from number 7, your Miami Hurricanes, going up against the number 1 Clemson Tigers, led by Dabo. I don't know what the hell his name is, but we are ready. We are here, and we are ready for some goddamn football. Jordan, how are we feeling? Are we excited? Are we confident?
We're feeling good, dude. I'm feeling good. I'm feeling good. I'm excited for this game tomorrow. I'm not super confident that we'll do anything of note, but I'm very excited.
As the week has gone on, I'm not saying we're going to win, but as the week has gone on, I have felt more and more confident.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
Like if you asked me 2 weeks ago, even after the FSU game, I'm like, I don't know. Like, I still think we lose by 20, but right now, I think we can make it a game.
Yeah,
I really do, especially with that expected rain in the forecast.
I actually think that kind of bodes well for us, man.
Yeah, I do too. I think the strengths of our team bode well, like in those kind of conditions.
Yeah, we got the 3-headed monster at running back. I've been saying for over a week now that I think Rhett Lashley will unleash a new part of the playbook featuring a lot of De'Aaron King runs. So yeah, I think we'll have a 4-headed monster. And
5-headed monster if you count God on our side.
It's true. I've heard he's a Canes fan.
I heard he's a big old Canes fan.
Yep.
But yeah, man, I'm excited. I'll be completely honest. I don't know what it is. I am exhausted. I'm tired as hell. Yeah. Maybe it's just I think it's because in Utah, it's still hot here. I want fall weather.
Yeah, dude. It was 85 degrees today.
I was sweating today, like working out in the yard. I'm like, what? The leaves are changing, but I'm sweating.
Yeah, I've been feeling it too. And it might be is I was counting last night as I was preparing to do the radio show today. I've done like 78 episodes of Canes related media.
Holy
and
hell.
that's this year in 2020. That's not including our NFL draft special that we did for Fours Up. That's not including the guest appearances that I've done, which is like 3 or 4. And dude, you have to be there or more, and then you write all those articles Like, I think that's why we're so tired, man.
I am so tired. I mean,
Yeah.
I was lucky enough last night. Fox Sports Knoxville, they had me on last night, which was I thought it was just some rink-a-dink podcast, but it turned out like this big Fox Sports affiliate, and I'm like, damn, like
Yeah,
I was
cool,
nervous,
man.
so that was fun, but man, I feel like the only thing that's been coming out of my mouth is De'Ara King this, Rhett Lashley that, and
Yep.
but I'm very blessed. We're very blessed.
Oh, absolutely, absolutely. I mean, I wouldn't trade it for anything. It's a labor of love, but that doesn't mean it ain't. It doesn't mean it ain't labor, you know.
You know what? I'd rather be doing this than a regular job.
Yeah, I'd rather be doing this than talking about stock portfolios.
and selling people insurance or just whatever grown-ups do. I don't know.
Envelopes. Well, I actually do that all day, but.
Cool. All right, well, we got 2 guests coming on today. I'm still trying to figure out my college football picks for the weekend, so we can do that at the end. But we got 2 guests coming on. Is our first one ready to go?
Yeah, he is. Let me dial him in. Art, what's up, man?
What's up, guys?
Hey, so we'd like to welcome in Art at Kane Film. Is that right? Kane Films from 305 Sports. Art, how are you, man?
Good. Doing good. Pretty excited to be on.
What's going on, brother? Thank you so much for coming on the show today.
What's up, Marsh? Yeah, you're welcome, man.
We're just we're getting excited, man. We're just preparing for war tomorrow.
Yeah, it's gonna be a wet one, huh?
Dude, that's what I'm hearing. Have you checked the
That's what she said.
I don't know why that sounded so funny.
Oh man.
Now I'm like 3 times more excited than I was 5 seconds ago.
I don't know why. That was good. Maybe I'm just in a giggly mood today. But is it still expected to rain tomorrow?
From everything I'm reading, yeah, it's still expected to rain tomorrow. So, see who's fielding punts in the rain, huh?
Hopefully nobody. Honestly.
Okay, can we start off with that? How do you feel about Mark Pope still being named as punt returner?
I feel like it's just out of seniority, mainly because it's a lot to ask a freshman guy to go in there against the number 1 team in the country. So I get that. Mark Pope, I mean, it seems to be like a mental thing with him, right? Because he's had a fumble this year, a muffed punt, and a lot of a few drop catches, crucial catches. So I mean, the athleticism is there. It just looks like it's a mental thing.
Yeah, it definitely is. I mean, Jordan and I, we've been up and down on Mark Pope since we started this podcast. I want to ask you about our wide receivers because I think that's an aspect of our offense that hasn't really clicked yet.
Yeah.
Brevin Jordan's had success. The running backs have had success. De'Ara King has obviously found success no matter who's throwing the ball to, but our receivers haven't really clicked yet. Pope's dropping passes. Mike Harley, who I'm huge on, is dropping passes. What do you think of the wide receivers moving forward? Do you want to see the freshman wide receivers get more reps, or do you think that, the guys like Pope and Harley and D. Wiggins will start to, amp up their production?
Yeah, well, I mean, what do we know about them? Everything we know about them is, with Pope, we see some crucial drops. Harley, kind of the same thing, but both of them, when they have the ball in their hands, they seem to be like good in space. They seem to be zipping up the sidelines. They're good in open space. D. Wiggins, every time you see D. Wiggins catch a deep ball, he's always like 6 yards away from his defender. Like nobody, I don't think anybody's better at getting separation at wide receiver than D. Wiggins. Like, so if they can all just, I don't know what it is. Like, I don't know if it's what's going on in practice or if it's just a game thing and they're fine in practices with the balls. Like, it all seems to be mental. And last year there was some balls where even Jaron got them the ball and they couldn't catch it. So it's not just this year.
So do you think that, I mean, you're talking about mental errors and dropping passes, but good performances otherwise. Do you think our wide receivers are good then, or would you say that we're subpar at that group?
I'd definitely say we're subpar. It's definitely one of the units that's underperforming. Linebacker isn't bad, but it's also one of the other units that, we haven't seen any flashy plays from. Like, nobody winning like a really good one-on-one. Like, we see Nesta pushes out into the backfield all the time. We see Jalen and Quincy win their one-on-ones. Wide receiver just seems to be the spot where that's not happening all the time.
I mean, I couldn't agree more, man. I think, and like at linebacker, we're struggling to win those one-on-ones. Defensive tackle, I think we've gotten quite a bit better as the season's progressed.
Yeah.
I thought Florida State was our best showing. However, I would like to see us be more consistent in run situations.
Yeah.
I felt like Nesta and Jared Harrison Hunt, they have been doing great in passing situations. I still feel like our defense is a little bit soft, dude. It's a little bit Charmin-like.
Yeah.
In that front four. Well, I mean the front four is in the tackles and then the two linebackers right behind them. In run situations, and that could really hurt us. It's going to be a rainy game. We're going up against arguably the best running back in college football. Potential first-round pick, and I mean Trevor Lawrence is no slouch running the ball either. He's 6'6", he's 220 pounds. Like he could destroy our linebackers if he tried to truck them. So the last thing we need is to have Zach McCloud get vaporized by a quarterback that looks like a girl. So
Sunshine. I don't remember the Titans.
Yeah, he finishes those runs too. Like you see every other quarterback slide. He's not afraid to put a shoulder into somebody. So that'll be interesting. What if he goes heads up with Amari? That'd be interesting to see.
Wow. Oh God. Oh boy. That may end up in Amari missing another game.
I know. Has anyone ever taught Amari how to hit?
We spend so much time talking about the weaknesses on Miami, things like that. What would you say the biggest the biggest weakness on Clemson, or what areas do they struggle in that you've watched film on them so far?
Well, they're kind of at wide receivers, kind of similar to us, not so much with the drops, but in a way where they haven't found the clear number one guy yet. I think Etienne is the second leading receiver, and those are all of his receiving yards are out of the backfield. Like he has 99 snaps in the backfield and one at slot and one wide. So he catches everything out of the backfield. Like they depend on that because there's no clear number one guy. So, I mean, I would say that there. Offensive line, statistically, it's really almost dead on because De'Eric has been sacked twice this year, but those are both because of him. Nothing because of the offensive line. Trevor has been sacked twice this year too, but only one of them is because of him holding too long, and then the other came last week against Virginia. It was the left tackle Jackson Carman who gave that up. So besides those two spots, their defensive backfield is young. Honestly, I wouldn't call anything a weakness. It's just a lack of experience for them in some of the units.
Yeah, I think that's what I try to tell people, all these Canes fans, because, the last 2 weeks I've agreed and said their offensive line is definitely a rebuilding, and their secondary is, getting back to shape because, I mean, the offensive line lost 4 starters from last year. I think the secondary lost 3 starters. But the thing is, with Clemson, it's not a weak area. It's just an area where they don't have, just like you said, enough experience. So it seems like Clemson, they don't have weak areas. And I want to ask you about, I think one of the biggest keys in this game is going to be Brevin Jordan and Will Mallory. How do you see Rhett Lashley using them against a team like Clemson?
I see them more in a traditional tight end role, more so than what we're used to seeing with Brevin, where he's landing in the backfield. He's had a few at slot and wide as well, simply because that defense that Venables runs is not good for linebackers on coverage. It's really downhill, and in big games they've given up a lot to tight ends. I think in 2 national title games, they allowed O.J. Howard to go for 314 yards. In 2013 against FSU, Nick O'Leary had multiple catches for 161 yards. And then last year against LSU, Thaddeus Moss, Randy Moss's son, he caught 2 touchdowns, and he had a bunch of receptions and yards too. So,
we have